What is wealth in medicine? That's what we're going to talk about today. And this is Dr. Poe Raval. Welcome to Doc Dynasty, where we talk about all things medicine and how it relates to business and keeping physicians independent. So I've gotten a lot of comments recently about medicine is more than just money. So let's just talk about that comment. We have talked about money, but we've talked about money as it relates to the business of medicine. So one of the first types of wealth is financial wealth. And the reason we talk about this is because looking at a financial picture, there are parameters that are measurable, and measurable parameters is what make a business. So it's not just about money, but it's about financial wealth as far as these measurable parameters in which to evaluate your practice, your business, or your employment. If you're in your own practice, you're looking at how many patients come in a week, how much you make per patient, how can you increase these numbers, what insurance companies are coming in, are there opportunities to increase growth, and where are they? In order to do that in a systematic way, you need to look at the parameters that are important, and you need to have analytics behind each of those. Most software programs nowadays do have that. And so I think it is a way that you can take one day a week or half a day a week and actually go through those analytics and see if you can improve your practice. So financial wealth is not just money. Financial wealth is about looking at the parameters and evaluating your business as a business. And even if you're employed, you're looking at your employment as a business. What are you worth? What are you getting paid for? So that if you want to join another practice, you know what your net worth is. We will go through all these parameters at some point, but I want you to think about money as financial wealth. Number two, time wealth. So we've talked about in the last episode what time is worth. Time it's worth, first of all, you cannot replace time, right? You spend your time, that time is gone. It's not a replaceable item. And so you need to use that wisely. What money and wealth does, it allows you flexibility in choices, and those choices can be made over flexibility in time. You're not working 40 hours a week this week, maybe you're working 36 because you've decided that I'm going to spend an hour a week looking at analytics. I'm going to spend an hour a week doing something for mental health. I'm going to spend an hour a week working out, whatever it is. So time is something that you should look at as part of your wealth. And how to evaluate that against your net worth? Meaning, if my net worth this year is 2 times what it was last year, but I'm running on fumes, I always feel sick, I don't have time for my kids, there's a work-life balance that doesn't exist. So I want you to look at time as a parameter towards wealth. And the last one is energy wealth. So energy is, in my opinion, the real winner, right? Because if you're able to keep an energy level that is positive towards your practice, positive towards your family life, and positive towards your health, then you're winning the life game. And I think you need to look at these 3 wealth parameters over the course of your lifetime. So when you start a new job or you start a new practice, obviously that's going to take up more of your time. It's going to take a while to build up financial wealth. And so that's where you're spending all your time. The next phase for me was about 7-8 years where I was paying my bills and I had to sit down and say, okay, what's my next goal? And the next goal is always about, okay, I can make more money, but what else do I want in my life? I spent more time waking up and working out. I spent more time socializing because I was like, all right, well, now I can pay my bills. Now I can go out and actually enjoy myself again. And the third part was a little bit later, probably 2-3 years after that, where I said, okay, now I have the energy to spend time thinking about the details of my business instead of starting it. I have time to enjoy my relationships and maybe meet somebody and see what my personal goals are. And I started taking my health more seriously, meaning I worked out every day. I set goals to mountain climb or run a marathon, or I now had goals that were not just running my business. It diversified my life. It made it more balanced. And so I want you to think about medicine is not just about money, but about wealth. And it's financial wealth, time wealth, and energy wealth, and to be able to balance all of those. I hope this is helpful. Of course, please subscribe, follow. I'd love to hear from everyone.